Yang Gio Idan Kupijugan Nanik Benjamin Magio Benjamin Yang Dwa Gio Agape Yawad Ashqua Yawad Inwasgo Benjamin Yang Dwa Gio Igan Kea Yawad Inwago Nimi Bakasima Ninja Wabanda Goyan Ukatag Tau Young Dwa Gyo Ibin Dagoziwat Ibin Dagozinajan Ewene Marziwat Minuasco Inuindamuat Minuasco Inuinsco Marziwat Unit again Magjage Kimunikayan Magjage Israel, maybe bago cinema, now Jesus by winning Jehovah was good. I just asked that usual ones I talk to help us to do what's right for those ones that are coming home on Sunday. Kind of stolen from parents, kind of the way I talked about it. He moved in a Gaza war that he kind of stolen away, kind of a sneaky way. Also asked that, remember to take care of what we have that was given to us by our ancestors. That word Anako Bijigan, it's kind of like ones that were in line. You know, it means not just the ones that are behind us, but ones that are in front of us too. So we are helped today to keep working, people to live good lives and be healthy and happy. You?
Very good, Rob. Thank you for that. All right, next up, I'll call the meeting to order. It is 9:36 a.m. Michael, do you want to do roll call, please?
District 1. Here. District 2. Here. District 3.
Here.
And I'm here, Chairman.
We have a quorum, Miigwech, thank you. Next up is review and approval of the agenda. I know we have some additions here.
Two resolutions under executive session as well as a legal update of the executive session.
Tracy would like to add a couple items too in our,
3 items. 3 items are new or old business? New business.
new business.
Maria's got them.
Is the budget an executive session?
No. No, our budgets are never in executive session. We just got passed. We're not gonna go through them, but. Yeah, we don't go through.
Okay, so I'd like to add fiscal year 25 budget. And then 2 as for the executive session. The first one is the Becerra case. The second one is a discussion on FY 25 health rates. Right, health rates.
Thank you, Tracy. Anything else, council?
Right, I don't want that. It's the law, anything. You can do that either. What do you want to do it in, briefing? Brief? I don't think we need anything to do it.
Chairman, I can provide an update on that. So, we've been working on establishing like a athletic commission.
This is for the agenda. We added new business? We're just adding We're adding the agenda.
Oh, okay. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to add a boxing event update in November.
That'd be old business because we talked about it. Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Yuj. Perfectly.
And then I could bring up another thing. Just a discussion in executive on, I suppose land is here. We can talk about what land gets here, so we'll just add it to the land.
Mr. Chairman, on the consent agenda, can I make a recommendation under judicial to remove, under the consent agenda, under judicial, move the contract renewals and resolution to executive session, please?
All of them or just, or just?
All of them.
Okay, on the consent agenda, we'll move all the contracts.
And and contracts, renewals and resolution.
Oh, under legal?
Yep, under judicial.
Oh, okay, just that. Okay, it's like that, so that will. Okay. Anything else, council?
Tim, did you want to talk about the animal control stuff, or you want to keep that on a side conversation?
I just wanted to get some input on where we're sitting with that and stuff, because I had
We could bring it up as the elders council. He could ask those questions or whatever.
Well, no, it has nothing to do with the elders council. It's another proposal for animal control stuff. So, I mean, he could probably bring it to briefing too, Chairman. I think he can probably bring it to briefing on Monday with us. That would be easier to do that, so.
That's being,
Text catching. How long will it take to complete? I mean, if she drives like I do.
we'll just add a grant. Rick Holland from Leech Lake band member called me about a grant for $75,000 from organization with that works with dogs, and we got to get that passed by October 1st.
Mr. Chairman, I had public safety's already working on that.
It has to be in by the 1st.
Was it?
We had to approve it.
When I got, Rick called me and I gave it to Merlin and Tyrell Rishoff, his deputy director or whatever. He ended up getting hold of that lady. That's that $75,000 for the spay and neuter clinics and all that. So did they bring it to you, Andrew?
So it's in legal. I
It is?
reviewed it. I
Okay.
did not bring it because it was past the deadline and I didn't get any additional approval, but I texted Kathy Jo to bring it up, so she'll be here probably within the next half.
But he said by October 1st.
Yeah, because I didn't know there was a timestamp date on it. I didn't know there was a timestamp, but I gave it to public safety. So,
Yeah, we got it after our deadline of last week, so.
well, we should, I mean, we could add it to it, Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, so Kathy Jo is bringing it up. Is that?
Sorry, I mean, yeah, we could probably add it and then review it.
Okay, we'll add
It's
it.
pretty simple. It's a grant for it.
Yeah, it's a straightforward grant.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and I reviewed it yesterday.
Okay, we'll just put it on the end. We'll just put it on the bottom of the executive.
Okay.
When they get here, we'll go over it.
All right.
Okay. Okay, with the additions, motion to approve the agenda.
Roll. All motion.
Motion by Henry,
I'll second.
second by Lori Lee. Motion to approve the agenda with the changes and the additions. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is a review and approve the meeting minutes for 30 of 24.
Recommended that they send it to legal to have them. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saying it that.
Yeah, I stated the recommendation to have it legal. Legal review the content, give us recommendations.
I think we said as a council, to send it back to the board.
Yeah.
That's why we elect the boards to make them decisions.
Conflict.
Okay.
Our meeting is what's the name? Article.
Okay, Council, are we ready to make a motion on 8/30/24, the meeting? Motion by Eugene.
Hold on.
Oh,
Well, I got some changes in executive session, so I talked with Maria about it, so there's some stuff in executive session I need to change. Well, we can pass it with the changes that I've talked to Maria about, so we can do that. And it was in executive session, so I don't want to talk about it right here.
Okay. It was an executive.
How do we do that on the table or the table?
I mean, it's pretty broad, right?
Chairman, it was that letter to the enterprises board on that conflict.
okay.
There's some stuff in there that I don't think I said, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna change it, so.
Okay.
Well, better not, I know I didn't say it.
Motion with the changes?
Okay. Motion to approve the meeting minutes for 8/30/2024 with changes.
Motion.
Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Henry, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Next up is the co-stewardship agreement with Tamarack National Refuge. Great.
Hello? Hey, everyone. So the Tamarack memorandum of agreement was signed in June. This is a co-stewardship agreement, which just takes it a little step further and gets into the weeds a little bit on the management of the natural resources. So we're asking that the council approve this agreement, which is in final form. It's just missing the resolution and then the signature page here, but the substance is in final form.
Is this final or is this a draft?
It's in final form minus the resolution piece and that signature page on the last page of the, written as a draft because it is missing that resolution. So technically it's a draft, final form substantively.
If we move on this today, we're not gonna have, it's not gonna go to, what's his name, and they're gonna make some changes? Are they gonna be able to make any changes to it? Because if we vote on it today, it's gonna be final, correct, Chairman?
Well, these are the things that are our law firm, or what are they called, our consultant.
But I'm talking about our vote today. If our vote says, if she says it's final, then that should be final, but if she says it's a draft, then it could come, I don't know if it could come back to us before, because I think Andrea was saying something about we have to, they're gonna have a meeting on October 1st.
Yeah, that's the intended date to sign this, if US Fish and Wildlife can get through all their approvals, so they need to approve what the RBC would approve. And if there were any changes, like somebody that they're higher up wanted, we would certainly bring that back.
So my concern is if we vote on it as a final, that they can't change it, but if we vote on it as a draft, then they can change it, bring it back to us before October 1st, and then we would finalize it at that time, because we want to see that there are changes too.
Well, it's like a living document. It's gonna get changed.
So let's say that, then. If it's a living document, let's say that then.
Well, that's like an ordinance. There's modifications to ordinance.
Yeah. I don't foresee any substantive changes. The legal counsel for Fish and Wildlife is okay with this final version substantively. We're just waiting on whether or not through their hierarchy process, if they will be ready to sign on our October 1st meeting. And then, as I mentioned, that final page of it, to have the White Earth resolution blank, because that will need to be filled in. So technically it's a draft because we need to fill that in, but substantively it's not going to change.
Okay.
So your concern of it changing if you vote it in, it's not going to happen.
Okay, we'll take your word.
Well, I mean, this is the next step to get to the table for the AFA, to start that process of us reclaiming it, you know, that we run.
Mr. Chairman, I do understand all that, but I mean, I just want to make sure that we're moving ahead. Good. I don't know how the rest of the council thinks about it, but you know, when we do vote on stuff, you know, we don't want it to, and I understand the 1st is going to be next Tuesday, so I kind of doubt they'll change it by next Tuesday, but I mean, if this is our final draft and this is what we want to go with, I'm all okay with it, but I'm just I was a little concerned about the changes. I think some of the other council members were too, so.
Discussion, council?
The only,
It's on.
the only other thing I seen was data practice, or a thing about data, and I understand about sharing through this co-stewardship process, but you know, when we talk about sovereignty and sovereignty as a tribe to, you know, do we want to share that data with them? Because sometimes they use it against us is my only other concern, but I do understand, you know, well, we're working with them, but I don't know how much they've shared with us and vice versa prior, and maybe we've already been doing that, or do you know that if we have by chance?
Yeah, so the MOA that we signed on in June discusses sharing data as it relates to natural resources. And this document mentions data in 2 places. On page 2 discusses data, and it alludes that anything that would be culturally sensitive and we want to protect, we will address in another subsequent agreement. So the sensitive information that we don't want to share or we want to protect from FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, will be addressed in a separate document. And then the next time data is mentioned, I believe is on page, I just had it. It's on page 4, just talking about sharing natural resources data. So I think we all met back in July. We discussed wanting to share information on water quality and quantity data, and just, again, natural resources data, that if there is anything sensitive, we will address that in another agreement. We won't be sharing that kind of information at this time.
Be great.
Anybody else? Any questions?
All right, well, make it, Jay.
Thank you.
Motion to approve our co-stewardship agreement with the Tamarack National Refuge. Motion by Eugene. Second by Henry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is budget.
I could look at, just give us just a quick brief of how we're gonna be going in and what we're doing.
Okay, I've been working with the finance department with Tracy, our CFO, on budgets for FY 25. So I guess I could just mention that it was a long and tedious process.
Rob, I'm sorry. Chairman, have you skipped over old business, and under old business, you've had boxing update as well?
Yeah, that's next.
So on the agenda, it's old business and new business?
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
Sorry.
All right, you're on.
Sorry, sorry about
Give me
that.
a chance to prep anyway.
Yeah, Chairman, I guess, they asked for an update on this, so we've been working on, establishing an athletic commission in White Earth Nation. There was a proposal, for the shooting star casino to have a boxing event, sometime in November. We're still trying to track down a new date. The boxing event's gonna be a pro-am card, so it'll be professional and amateur fighters on it. And then, we're gonna be using some staff from the White Earth Nation Boxing Club to, officiate, the event, and it's gonna give us a nice practice run. So when we run these events ourselves, we know what to do. So I think, we're gonna be working with the Minnesota, Athletic Commission, I think they're called like the Combative Sports Commission now. And they're willing to help us, set up the framework for our athletic commission. So it's really exciting. But that's the update I have.
Thank you, Eugene, I appreciate that. Okay, next up, we have the budget 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would be looking for a motion to sign off on our FY 2025 budget. I just want to mention that, we spent a lot of time, it was myself and our CFO and also our deputy director and our executive director. Every time this comes around this time of year, it's always a tedious task about, trying to come within budget. So, and I think when we started out doing this process, we had about a $13 million deficit that we whittled down to about 3.1 million. So, and as anything else, everything grows, everything's growing. So, and I would just like to put it out to any membership that wants to take a look at our budgets that we approved today. They can make a request to me in writing. So, they can take a look at the budget also. So, but like I said, we're about, with some other revenue stuff with our impact aid money and some other things that came in, it looks fairly promising. It really does look promising for us. So I think we're a little about maybe $2.5 million under budget from last year. So I'd be looking for a motion to pass our FY 2025 budget.
Motion to approve the FY 2025 budget. Motion by Eugene,
Second.
second by Laura Lee. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up, we have the consent agenda. Oh, hold on.
We still got hers. Your two stuff, right?
No, all she had was, those are
That's
executive.
executive. We'll move to the executive. Okay, sorry.
Okay, next up, we have the consent agenda and also ratifications. I'll go over those real quick here. Okay, in the consent agenda under administrations, we have fair market appraisal contract. We have a contract for behavioral health. We have the OERAC special allocation for tribal nations and resolution. For education, we have renewal of childcare license renewal. We have a letter to the BIA in enrollment. For finance, we have natural resources, fisheries, campus renovation project. We have the trouble food, flood damage, and lower level remodel notice of awards and resolution. We have the Scattered Mini Homes Development in District 2 and 3, contracts and resolution. We have the Rice Lake Tiny Homes Certificate of Substantial Completion and resolution. We have the COLA VIE School Operations Grant for 24-25. We have the Natural Resources Office Complex DSGW contract resolution. For health, we have the Great Lakes Intertribal Council extension. Also, we have the State of Minnesota Stroke Awareness Grant. We have the SWIFT contract. Also, we have the IHS Annual Funding Agreement. And for Human Services, we have the Department of Public Safety Crime Victim Service Tribal Grant Amendment. We're going to do executive for judicial on contracts. For legal, we have LLCs. Also, we have the Shooting Star Casino Tobacco License Renewal. We have the SWCA change order. We have the Apache Stronghold Amicus brief. We have Barb Rhodey, 1-year lobbying contract. Also, can we move that to executive session, please? Is that fine? Have a discussion about that? We'll table that, or we'll move that to executive. Co-stewardship agreement with Tamarack, okay, we did that. Also, Public Works, we have notice to proceed with, for Clark Road. The TIPO, we have requests for funds for 2025 FCF dog team return and resolution. And the ratification, we have health, good and wellness, 24-25 or 24 RPF application and resolution. And also for the content letter for Anishinaabe and Dot. Ratification. Any questions or discussion with that council besides with the changes?
Clarification, we're moving judicial to executive?
Yes. And also Barbara.
Chairman, I had a quick question about the it's under finance, natural resource office complex contract. It has a phase 1 and a phase 2. It looks like phase 1 is like 5,000, but phase 2, it doesn't have any, I didn't see any amount. So I don't know if it's capped on a certain amount or if that needs to be in the resolution or in, I mean, are we going to give them authority to go up to $1 million? Or, it's my only concern if it's not referenced. The natural resource office complex contract.
Oh, the design contract.
Yeah, so there's phase 1 is 5,000, it looks like, but there's a phase 2 too.
Is that for like their architects or what is it for?
Yeah, I think it's DSGW. But usually you kind of lay it out.
Yeah, they did some stuff for the wellness center. For phase 1, I think it was like something small like that. Yeah. I think it's small, but I don't know. We can do it.
I think that just leads it up to the next point. I'll come to the next meeting.
Phase 2 you're talking about?
Yeah, phase 2 will come to this. Or do we just want to get phase 1 done today?
Well, they want to get phase 1, but it looked like to me, unless I misinterpreted it.
We approve phase 1 and table phase 2. Phase 1.
Okay. We'll do that. Is that okay? Early? All right. Motion to approve the consent agenda with the changes.
Motion.
Motion by Eugene.
Second.
Second by Laura Lee. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. I want to send big wishes to everyone that came in today and oh no, I guess I didn't give the elders a chance to talk. I just bounced straight over and they didn't say anything to me. Well, I'll give the microphone to the elders here. I know we have the elders council here, so here. I apologize. What you got?
Chairman, we didn't do the ratification on consent agenda. Was that in?
Yeah, I added that.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the consent agenda?
I added Adams and the other one.
Okay, all right, okay, you did that, right. Okay, thank you. Double checking.
Wait,
We just wanted to give you a quick update on, Clean has a quick update on our trip that we just took the city to Urban for our picnic that we went and crashed.
Oh, don't.
With Eugene's words.
Oh, it was? Oh.
Actually, it was Mike's, but Mike's in town.
Hey.
I put cats in the buck. I'm very happy to, I don't think this is on.
Is it?
No, it's
Yeah, yeah, did you put it up there, Mom? Yeah.
red.
There you can hear now.
Okay. Want me to swallow it? I want to say good morning to everyone and about our good trip that we had down to the cities for it was the first annual Native picnic that they started. So they treat us like royalty, which was nice. We get off the bus and everybody comes running and, oh, White Earth is here, White Earth is here. So that was nice. We had a nice hot day that they had canopies all set up and everything. So, but our biggest joy that we had was Peggy Flanagan came over and talked to us, and I got pictures of the whole group, and that's going to be in the newspaper. Gary told me to keep it short, but I don't know about that. But and since the bus that we were supposed to go down had an oil leak, which I don't know much about, but I had already asked the casino if we could get a bus. So we got a bus from the casino and the bus driver. And then we stayed overnight at Mystic Lake, so we didn't have to get up early in the morning and travel to the cities. And to my surprise, they said that I don't know, I had something special about me, that they gave me a big discount on all the rooms. I think it was because I was going down there for training, and we stayed at Mystic Lake a lot. So, but I was happy about that. We had a busload of 8 people, and then 9 with the driver. And we laughed so hard our cheeks were sore. But we had a very nice group, and everybody enjoyed themselves. So thank you for giving us the money that we can do something like that. We had some new people join us, and I thought, well, they maybe think we're wacky with all our laughing, but they were joining in with the laughter too. So that's always nice. And then I'll just give you a little report about our balances. I have the August statement, but it's $51,833.32 in that. And then that's the savings. And then the checking is $9,527.55. And then Mike had suggested that we put like some of our money in an account. So I checked with Affinity, and so we have to have it in our minutes and go through different procedures. But we're looking at a money market that would maybe pay 3% interest. So and I'm on that. And basically, happy about our trip the way it went, and happy about that we got some money. And we've been when we travel, then we buy some snacks. And this time we were going to play bingo, but we ended up just buying people for prizes. So they weren't big prizes, but it was kind of fun for them to have the prizes. So that's it. Thank you, Mike. Oh, yeah, and so then I turned some of the trip planning over to Tim, And, you can say that. Yeah, oh, and, yeah, so we're going October, what, 22nd and 23rd, but it's the one day.
No, they changed
They
it.
changed it, yeah, yes,
23rd.
23rd, so,
Yeah, they got subcommittees on one day and then the regular sessions on the next day.
yeah, so we'll be going the 23rd. And, so Tim is, taking the bus.
I won't be able
Oh, you won't be? Okay,
to. I had it all set,
Kurt, they get their bus fixed?
had it all set for the 29th and 30th.
oh,
I'll double check them around, but
Oh.
they're gonna bring it down.
Or 2 weeks ago.
And they're gonna, that bus, the bus went to your bus went to the Ford garage to get checked out for that oil leak.
uh-huh,
So we'll just give you an update on that. Kurt can give you an update on that, whether it's fixed or not.
and then, we did try a new thing. We asked for $20 down so that they would be able to, that's kind of like they promised that they're gonna go with us instead of, or they don't inform us when they cancel. And so everybody was eager to pay that $20 down, knowing that if they went, that they got it back. So when they got on the bus, I handed out their $20. So that went really well. So I had thought the cities had already tried that, but they hadn't yet. So I'm gonna report to them that it worked out very well for us. And then we did have 2 people that were unable to go, but they were sick. So they let me know to text and that they had doctor's appointments and stuff. So that's what we decided is if they do cancel out, that it would be more like that they're sick, you know, so but happy to say that. And Kim, anything else you want?
Yeah. No, but I totally agree, you know, I mean, we went to a session saying, you know, that we wanted a $20 deposit down because we were looking out the bus and everybody was asking for a seat. And then when it come to bus time, we were lucky if we had 2 or 3 people on.
Oh, no, we had.
Well, you know, I mean, it's like, but, you know, and so this way, it guarantees, you know, that we'll have a bus load and stuff like that. And that way, we don't have to have somebody come a little bit later. It's not even worth it.
Oh.
You know, saying that, because once we get that bus load, then we have to tell people that the bus is filled up. And before we were running the problems for, people weren't showing up for the bus, so then we had those extra seats and we felt bad about those people that we had turned away.
And especially when the road.
Yeah, so this works out really good. It's kind of hurts, but it works out really good. Good. Thank you.
Elders Council.
Thank you so much for that report. We appreciate it as General Council. So I want to say big wish and thank everyone for want to say something, Larry?
You want us to bring the mic to you?
This one was a little.
It's cutting out.
Yeah.
testing.
Mike. Yes.
No, it was working earlier. She just put it out there.
Oh, me?
And I don't know, I see them to charter.
Okay, we're going this way. Okay, my name's Larry Roberts. And I was with this elders group here. And there's a lot of things going on you people should know about. This little giggling they're doing here. They do that the day they left, probably when they left Ruth there for the grand Wednesday for meeting. They went by her house. They didn't stop picking her up. So she rode the bus to the sports complex. That woman right there, they went right by her at the sports complex too. And she called this woman and she said she didn't even know who you are. I don't know who you are.
Oh.
That's Ruth, he lives across from the Powell grounds, in Natala. Okay?
Mr. Chairman, can we do
But they don't call, and this guy here, he just got to work with certain people. You don't help them. They were giving away boxes of chicken breast yesterday, eight boxes to the people who wanted them. The expiration date was yesterday. And he's giving them, I don't know, that reefer van been sitting over there for over a week. I don't know how much you have to pay for a reefer van, but they're not cheap. I used to drive truck for a living and I know what them cost. And this guy here, he says, he don't talk to me no more. It's because I'll argue with him. I just tell him what I see, okay? And then she says, told me and my friend, we went to Grand Portage, okay? And she called us when we signed up for Boise Port. She said we couldn't go, okay? She said we got to make room for other people. And you look at all the pictures that this bus went from Grand Portage to this day. You look at the pictures. Who's in that picture? Her and her crew. Okay, those two right there. And you look at all of them people, and then you see who's in there. And she's telling everybody. And now he charges these old people $20 to get on the bus. If they're going to sign up, they got to pay $20 up front. They said they'll get it back when they get to wherever they're going. You need to overhaul this program to start it over from scratch with these people, especially this one. I've seen this one. She worked for that program at the center in health center in Natawash. She was handing out those bracelets with you put on your leg to count the miles. Okay, I got one, and here comes a bunch of school kids. She takes the box and shoves it underneath the table. So,
Mr. Chairman?
and they're sitting here laughing about everything. I don't think they're funny at all.
Excuse me, Larry, would it be okay if I met with you afterwards and took a formal
Is that?
complaint? I said, would it be okay if I met with you afterwards to
Sure.
hear your concerns?
But
And
there's another thing I want to tell you. That fancy little building they had built, it made a nice playground for the people, the kids at the Harvest Fest. They played in that thing all weekend. There was nobody there. After the tribal people left, that guy and that other guy, they've all left. And this one was sitting there Sunday morning, I guess she ended up sold some pop cupcakes.
Mr. Roberts, if we could, I'll gladly take your concerns off, after the meeting following, and we can follow up with them. But for the sake of being respectful to the other two folks in the room that are being targeted at this point, I just respectfully request that we have a conversation after the meeting.
Good.
Anyway.
I'm gonna see something done about it. Snap Crowell, he's got his own truck own bus over there, car. He hauls only certain people around. So you're talking about doing things for the elders, you better start doing it. They need help out there. And get the right people to run the program.
Thank you, Larry. All right, thank you. All right, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, having breakfast with us, and be safe out there. Have a good weekend. We have a concert tonight here at the casino.
Grand
Punk Railroad will be here, so should be a good evening. So be safe. Be welcome in.
Wonderful.
Motion to go into executive session, council.